First of all, I just want to thank all of you guys for making it out for the day. I think many people have traveled from across the world, across Mumbai, across different parts of India, and it's a real honor to have you guys here at the Mumbai Stock Exchange to really talk about strategic giving and smart capital. This has been something that we've been espousing for many, many years with the help of the many nonprofit organizations and corporates and individual philanthropists. But it's nice to have these gatherings at least once a year to bring us all together, share ideas and experiences. For those of you guys who know me, I typically do not write my speeches, and I typically come out here and I want to have conversations with you guys versus what I thought would be a conversation 3, 4, 5 weeks ago when I would have been writing this speech. But today, for the first time, I guess, I'm actually going to read you an email. This is an email that I sent to the Harvard Business School Dean, Nitin Noria, on July 25th, 2014. This was right after I had the privilege of attending, alongside 6 other social entrepreneurs from India, a course at Harvard Business School targeting nonprofit organizations. There were 159 nonprofits that participated in this program, out of which 7 came from India. So this was the letter I sent to Dean Noria, and post that I'll sort of give you guys a little bit more context of how it relates to the class today and other initiatives we have with Harvard Business School. July 25th, 2014. Dear Dean Noria, I'm not sure if you know, but the main reason of leaving Morgan Stanley in 1999 to start Dasra was, and still is, the frustration that the poor in India do not have equal opportunities. More importantly, the leaders of the organizations tasked with lifting people out of poverty are not given adequate financial and human capital required to succeed. In India especially, individuals who join the nonprofit sector are perceived as those who could not get jobs anywhere else, and NGOs are funded by being the low-cost provider versus the most impactful at program delivery. Last week, Harvard Business School changed this. You provided us with the same level of respect and education as the world's leading business leaders. You had us read thought-provoking case studies. You had us interact with globally recognized professors and had peer-to-peer conversations with organizations from around the world. You treated the nonprofit sector with dignity and respect, which typically does not happen in NGO training programs, both in India as well as around the world. Harvard Business School helped us to not only manage the various challenges we face in aligning our values, capacity, and support, but also gave us the exact same tools required to run global organizations. Thank you for believing in the sector and helping India further its goal of moving 800 million Indians out of poverty faster. We look forward to an ongoing partnership, and I can say with all sincerity, who better to train our social leaders than Harvard Business School? The reason I bring this up is because we've had a phenomenal partnership, as I had mentioned, where we not only were able to send 7 social entrepreneurs from India to attend programs at HBS in Boston, and we're continuing that with the goal of this year actually sending 10, but more importantly, we realized there was a need to create a similar type program in India, where the majority of the participants came from people in this room and in this country. Therefore, we decided to launch a renewed version of our Dasra Social Impact Program, and we called it the Dasra Social Impact Leadership Program. This has been referred to many times today, with 34 organizations from across the country, which have a cumulative budget of 280 crores, impacting 8 million lives annually. 280 crores, 8 million lives, 35 organizations. The reason I bring this up is because we have close to 150 corporates here with tremendous more financial and human capital than the 35 organizations sitting next to you. Yet, when I've seen CSR plans, we talk about 100, 500, and 700. We talk about painting schools once a year versus using our head of HR to help these organizations create job descriptions, enabling a group like Magic Bus to grow from 500 employees to 1,000 employees. Typically, CSR has been a whitewash function, not only in India, but around the world, a photo op opportunity to talk about what we've done with annual reports, as opposed to bringing our skills and our resources and our knowledge and financial capital to the table to create real social change. Harvard Business School took a chance with Dasra this past year to share their curriculum, their professors, and their case studies with this group of 35 entrepreneurs. With that, we had a 4-week program, 1 week each quarter, with guest lecturers including Vineet Nair from HCL, Rajiv Dubey from Mahindra & Mahindra, Urpan Sheth from Bain & Company, James Abraham, previously from Boston Consulting Group, Amit Chandra from Bain Capital, and of course, Anita Ramchandran from Cerebras. This is the power that the corporate sector can bring to the table and the power that Harvard Business School has brought to these organizations. And today, we're excited to announce a partnership which was confirmed literally at 5:03 this morning, that Harvard is now going to launch a brand new program in India focusing on CSR. This program is not just to look at the CSR representatives of this room, but more importantly, create a dialogue between you individuals who are responsible to writing the checks and those individuals that are actually doing the work. It'll be the first time ever a program is bringing corporate leaders as well as heads of nonprofits together to learn through the Harvard Business School case study format to ensure that the 20,000 crores target that we've been talking about actually happens. So later on today, we actually have, I think, 2 or 3 individuals from the executive education program from Harvard. If you can just raise your hands, I'm not sure if you guys have reached yet. And so when they do come, we will definitely introduce you to them. Like I said, it was 5 o'clock in the morning when we finalized this, so I think they're a little late. But I think it's important for the corporates to realize that you cannot go into this sector thinking you know it all, because unfortunately, you do not. Unfortunately, though, you have the ability to learn from hundreds of years of cumulative experience that are in this room right now that can talk to you about the challenges and successes of mobilizing communities. They can talk to you about the need to fund long-term management expenses for the long run to build teams that are effective and efficient. They can talk to you about the cost for beneficiary base being critical only when it's compared to the impact that these organizations are going to create. They're going to talk to you about, honestly, issues and areas that are common in the business world, yet for some reason we all turn off that mind and that switch when we talk about philanthropy. And that's what this program is all about. It's for Harvard Business School, along with the corporate sector and the NGOs, to lead the way to create social impact and, like I said earlier, mobilize 20,000 crore rupees annually, which is something that's never happened in this country or globally. With that, I want to focus a little bit of my time on the individuals who've come through this program. The program that we've instituted in the last 9 months, like I said, focusing on just the social entrepreneurs. These are the true heroes of our country. And so now I'd like to announce a couple of names with a few brief descriptions. I would ask for you guys to hold your applause till the end. And for those of you social entrepreneurs that will be standing, please remain standing until everyone has been called out. To begin with, I'd like to talk about a phenomenal woman in our program by the name of Ajaita. Ajaita, can you please stand from Frontier Markets? Ajaita has passion to improve the lives of people living in rural India. With over 10 years of experience in microfinance and clean energy distribution, she started Frontier Markets, a rural marketing, sales, and service distribution company providing access to affordable and quality solar solutions to low-income households in India. Anish from Wildlife Conservation Trust. Dr. Anish is the president and executive director of the Wildlife Conservation Trust that conserves forest and wildlife through government and community participation. A wildlife photographer of repute, he has photographed some of the most remote wildlife reserves of India. Apnalia, Dr. Aparna. In addition to being a well-known dermatologist and wellness expert with 2 best-selling books, Dr. Aparna also plays a pivotal role in Apnalia, a nonprofit working on self-sustainable development in the poorest slums of Mumbai. Sugavaru. Bijoy. Dr. Bijoy is a dental surgeon by education and has also worked as a healthcare business consultant in medical devices. He is now the Chief Administrative Officer at this organization. He has strong domain expertise in healthcare consulting and market research in the medical device industry. Bharti from Chintan. Bharti is a writer, environmentalist, and founder of Chintan. Chintan works with an association of waste pickers and small traders to deliver professional waste handling services, and also runs waste picking schools and is involved in public policy, advocacy, and public outreach. She has also won numerous international awards. The reason we highlight these 5, and throughout the day we will highlight their peers, is to help everyone understand that these individuals are smarter than we are. They have more experience than we are, and it is up to us to partner with them to make sure that we move these 800 million people out of poverty. CSR is not a game. It's not a place for us to learn from ground zero. It's a place to understand that globally we have some of the most recognized civil society leaders, yet locally we think it's more important to own and operate our own organizations because we don't take the time to identify these social leaders. That's where Dasra comes in. Dasra comes in because this group of 35 organizations that have come to the program have been vetted by over 1,000 organizations. And so while many of you focusing on CSR may not have the time, the bandwidth, and many times not even the ability in your own organizations to spend 9 to 12 to 24 months researching issues, looking at areas of concern, and vetting management teams, Dasra has done that for you already. That's allowed the 280 crores of capital to come into the sector, and our goal in the next couple of years is much larger. It's to influence a minimum 4,000 crores coming into the sector. But we can't do it alone. We need to do it with your help, and you need to realize that these resources exist. It's amazing that we're at the Bombay Stock Exchange, because if you put your investment hat on and all of a sudden decided in every single company you invested in you had to find them on your own or incubate them from scratch, you would realize there was no reason to do so, because a group like the Bombay Stock Exchange exists, where you can see vetted organizations to invest in. It's time to use that same approach, same analogy, same thought process in the NGO sector and realize there are hundreds of vetted, phenomenal entities that exist in this country today. And if you don't support them, chances are it will take you another 5 to 10 years to achieve what they've already achieved. So thank you for listening, thank you for participating, and thank you, Harvard Business School, for bringing your resources and Kasturi Rangan into India once again to teach our leaders of tomorrow.